the grad students were more sisterly than maternal, and that maybe this had been a safer enterprise. I also guessed I wasn't anything like Deborah. She was a dancer. David once told me she had a habit of getting extremely lost while she was driving. Sometimes she went to the store for milk and took an hour to get home. Jordan swam calmly up to the nearest manatee and dove down, as if to take a few bites of whatever species of aquatic grass was growing on the river bottom. When he resurfaced, the nearby manatee approached and seemed to nuzzle him. Within seconds, he appeared to have been approved as a new member of the herd. David followed Jordan in. With the same unlearned skill Jordan had inherited, he too was quickly welcomed by the manatees. For 20 minutes or so I watched the two of them swim around with these floating teddy bears, one of whom seemed to be continually demanding that David tickle him. "Go on," said our guide, a tall, skinny young man who looked to be in his early 20s. He had blonde hair and a very bad complexion, and I had noticed that he kept glancing at my chest. I said, "I don't know that I want to." He said, "Why not?" I didn't answer. I almost told him that as a young girl I had lived in a small village in eastern Poland, that we didn't have any marine mammals, and that I'd once seen a dead man floating face down in the River Vug. But that would have been melodramatic. The truth was, I was afraid that I would not be made as welcome by these manatees, that they would sense a certain problematic energy in me, or worse, I would find that I was terrified of them. As rationalization, I was reviewing various environmentalist arguments against fostering interaction with wild animals. These ranged from ethical problems related to ecotourism to the dangers these manatees might face thanks to their willingness to tolerate human presence. Of course, it also occurred to me that they'd been tamed long ago, that their nature was genuinely docile in the first place, and finally, that I had never seen creatures more beautiful in my life. So I went in with my rented mask, fins, snorkel, and too small wetsuit. I swam toward them with far less ease than David or Jordan, veering away, then toward, then back away, and at last choosing to swim in the general direction of a single manatee on the periphery. It was the wrong choice, I quickly realized. This manatee was the only member of the group that appeared to be the least bit skittish. I stopped swimming when it drew back from me. I prepared to face unprecedented manatee rejection, but thankfully it did not turn its whiskered snout away. With the most placid, unearthly face, it watched me. Its tiny eyes looked to me like stars. It let its tail fluke sink until its body was almost vertical. When I looked down, I saw that the tail was horribly disfigured, sliced into several leaf-like segments by the blades of an outboard motor. I knew what to do somehow. I swam away from the manatee, and it followed. I took a few more gentle strokes, let myself glide, and did not look back. When the creature swam up beside me, I kept going. It stayed with me for a minute or so, once even nuzzling me, and finally I turned toward it. I saw more scars on its back, including one that was shaped like the letter Z. It moved up close and pressed the side of its long body against my shoulder. Then it drew back again, submerged, swam under me, and was gone. Our guide had told us that if you stay where you are and do not try to follow, the manatee will usually return in a few minutes. I treaded water until its head popped up near the main group. It stayed away and submerged again when Jordan swam out toward it. I didn't see its head resurface, although I waited 10 more minutes. Then I swam back to the boat and felt as if my heart would burst. I pulled myself up the rope ladder that our guide had hung down the boat's side. "That one, she likes you," he said. "She swam away from me." "She's just a shy one. See any markings?" "What kind of markings?" "Propeller scars," he said, and glanced down at my chest again. "Fixed action pattern," David would say, all part of pre-programmed neurophysiology. He'd claimed his attraction to the second of the 2 grad students, a top-heavy girl named Stacy Bennett, could be blamed on the phenomenon of supernormal stimuli. Just like the oversized